Welcome back to Corner Cafe. We have the entertainment feature. Woohoo!
Yay!
And the lovely Michelle Rahn is
Yes.
back on the Corner Cafe. And of course, we know her as Miss Senior America. She's doing so many things.
Otherwise known as God's sense of humor, and that He can use us any place.
Well,
Yes.
absolutely. I mean, you've had an exciting life. You're doing so much. Now you're in my agency, the Big Fish
I
Talent
know.
Agency.
I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah, it's so fun. And you're doing theater as well.
I am, right? Broadway to Africa, which is a huge fundraiser for Young Life, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's the second year I've done it. They're in their 11th year of performing, and it's at Valor High School, and love to have the information given out. It's a tremendous, what I love as a retired teacher is the fact that it's all ages. So last year our performance was, there were 100 of us, and it ranged in age from age 5 to 77, which is
that is a wide range.
It's wonderful.
Wow.
And you know, I am truly a believer that we need to be familiar and connect and talk to and listen to all ages, for us as well as the younger generation by far.
Absolutely, because there's too many activities. And one of my pet peeves, honestly, sometimes is when I'm trying to get connected into a church and they want to pigeonhole you with like, you know, this group with the age
Sit
and the
in their
singles. And it's like,
space.
no, I want
That's
community, you know?
Absolutely. So important now, especially with the hand stuff that everybody's looking down at their devices rather than looking at each other. So anyway,
true.
that's one reason why I love the Broadway to Africa.
Oh my gosh, you're like the James Brown of entertainment.
Oh,
you're the
my
hardest
goodness.
working woman.
Well, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, Jamie. I will share a little bit of testimony on that for sure, because I truly am thankful that God has me here every morning when I wake up. Oh, Father, thank you for this. But my testimony is in 1999 that, and I was retired at the time from Jefferson County Schools. I did not teach at Columbine, but Dylan Klebold was one of my students for 4 years in elementary school, and he was just a phenomenal kid. I mean, literally phenomenal. And I woke up that morning in April of 99 and heard the travesty that was going on. And when I heard Dylan's name and then Dave Sanders, who my husband and my daughter were coaching with at the time, I suffered a heart attack and spent the next 6 days in ICU. And I had every conversation with the Lord. I could cry no more, but I came out of there with the firm belief that it's Vonette Bright's philosophy that God has me living for some reason, and I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste it.
Yeah, so from there, you went on to, you know, join this beauty pageant.
Well, that's all him. That is literally all him. And that was April. And in June, I met up with 2 childhood friends in California, and all 3 of us had been through some pretty traumatic stuff.
Yeah.
And so we were 55 at the time, and the 3 of us said to each other, okay, what do we want to do that we've never done before when we reach that great apex age of 60? So one of my friends, on her 60th birthday, wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and she did.
Oh, wow.
My other friend wanted to do a cross-country bike trip during her 60th year, and she did. Wow. I came bounding home from California sharing this wonderful news with my family that guess what I'm going to do when I'm 60. Now, it's great in some families. But in our family, the words beauty pageant didn't even have vocabulary words. And so when I said I'm going to enter Miss Senior Colorado, they went, right, Mom. And the minute I desired to do this beauty thingamajig, I prayed. And my prayer was, Heavenly Father, if this isn't something that you don't want me to do, then please just shut every door. But if this is something that will further your kingdom, then please show me how. I had never entered anything at all for that. And it is amazing how God opened doors. But I will tell you there is also spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
And spiritual warfare, Satan tried everything. There were so many things that happened that could have stopped me completely. But again, Father, I'm being faithful to you. Show me what it is. And I literally am living proof that God has a sense of humor and that he can use us in the strangest of circumstances. So therefore, this teaching, and I taught music for all those years, this teaching showed me a lot about being in front of people, and that was a huge plus for entering this. And it's been a great journey. And I directed the pageant for 6 years after winning for several years, and this year I'm going back in September. So it is a great program, and literally we're all over 60. Oh, and I know that some of you are thinking, okay, and I will answer this question. No, and no, there is not a swimsuit competition. We would never have a contestant, nor would we ever have an audience. But we've all of us, because we're 60 and over, through stuff. We know what's important. We know the priorities. It's like no other pageant ever.
Right.
So
now, mind you, this is the first time I've ever actually met you, because the last time you were on the show, I wasn't here. And now this is like incredible to me. I didn't even know that there was competitions like this.
I'm
is that
sure.
just in Colorado, or is it is that universal?
No, it's national. It's national.
And what did your husband think about all of this?
Oh, he was not happy. My husband is very introverted, and I'm certainly not, as you can tell. So it was difficult, but it was very good for him, and he has seen that the friendships that I have had, I won in 2004 and have remained friends with several of the ladies.
That is awesome.
So it's been a good journey.
And the opportunities with the speaking engagements and the travel and to share the gospel, because it's such a huge platform.
Do you know, I was listening to one of your last segments, and I loved it because you asked the band, how do you approach the talk of your Savior to your audiences? And I will tell you that so many times that silly crown and banner has put me over into places that I would never, ever have been. And many, many times in secular situations, I would be told, okay, now you go ahead and talk, but be sure that you don't say anything religious. And I'm going, okay, this is fine. It's amazing what God does, because afterwards, invariably, somebody comes up and says, you're a Christian, aren't you? God takes over. God takes over on that. So.
Well, the joy in your heart just exudes out, and people know that we're different.
Yes,
you know?
Absolutely.
Yes,
His Holy Spirit in us, we're just kind of odd and unique and like curious.
Unique. I'll take the word unique. I'm not going to take the word odd. But
well, maybe I'd take that.
Now, because this is just as new to me as probably other listeners.
Sure.
So what do they base the competition upon? I mean,
Good question.
Opposite of the swimsuit competition.
Right.
I mean, you got talent.
Yes, we are based.
Beauty and.
There are four things.
Okay.
The beauty part is called poise.
Okay.
And it's basically how you present yourself in front of an audience or in front of a group.
Right. Well, you're a natural.
Well, but that's all teaching. I have learned, I've had some tough classes, and I've learned to stand outside the doorway to my classroom praying and give me strength, Lord, and because if kids know you're afraid, you will be overcome.
Right.
So
That's the toughest
had that.
audience ever.
Oh my goodness!
If you can pass that, then
right, and they read you well.
Yeah,
they
know well.
Yes.
So we're judged on gown/poise, a personal interview with judges, 5 to 7 judges. To me, that is just super important, because should you win, you go on and you travel throughout the year to different states, and you're invariably brought to a radio station or to a TV station saying, we're going to do a 5-minute segment or something. What is it you want to promote, or what is it you want to say?
Right.
So talent, poise/gown, interview, and the talent, did I say? That I did.
Yeah, and you sang a song with guitar, correct?
I did, and there was, in fact, it's funny. I have on my Facebook post right now. I'm speaking for a Christian women's business organization this week, and they put up a picture of me playing the guitar in 2004 in Las Vegas for this. But what's funny about this is that. Again, the evil one tried to cancel. 10 days before, this was after I won Colorado, and now I'm on my way to National. And my guitar, which is my security blanket and was my talent, broke. The neck of it had a big crack in 10 days before I was going to Vegas. And I was at church that particular evening, and my church is a large church, and I was saying to the fact, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about a guitar. And the head of the praise band, who happened to overhear me, and I was not close friends with Dick, but Dick said, you can take mine. Wow. Now, you need to know, his guitar was and is a tailor-made guitar, which is extremely one of the best.
Right.
And for him to offer that, one, to somebody that he didn't really know well, and two, that it was going to be flown on the airplane, which is another huge fact. So I put that on my, somebody asked about my guitar that's on the picture of Facebook right now, and I explained that, and I said it's all because Satan thought he had won, and God knew he hadn't.
Well, God always turns it around for our good.
He does.
What an incredible testimony and story just behind the picture alone.
Absolutely.
It's a testimony without words until someone asks the question. Now you can get to share the revelation of all of that.
Well,
amazing.
That's what he does.
Wow.
That's what he does, as you know, which is the fun of it. So I'm very honored. I appreciate that.
I'm curious to know if your drums had your 12-piece drum set had been torn up. What that would have been
My grandson plays a mean drum set, that's for sure. I can't imagine. But my guitar is an oversized Guild guitar, which I love. So it would have been much harder to take. This Taylor was smaller, and it was much better. And again, God knew. God knew all about
so
that.
Talented.
That's powerful.
Singer
And talented, yes.
Yeah, so sweet and doing so much. And what are you most excited right now, the theater thing, but anything else that you're most excited in this year to be doing, or a new hobby? Not that you have time to take up a new hobby.
Gosh. Being here with you. I mean, look, we've been cooped up. We've been cooped up. And to not be able to meet in person, I think is so huge. So I'm thrilled about that. Absolutely thrilled.
We're made for each other. I mean, to communicate and be around each other like a family.
Yeah.
And community is huge.
It is.
Absolutely.
Is just which we well know, and God uses that. So before my feet hit the ground in the morning, what is it you have in mind, Father? Help me to respond to whoever you send, whatever you send, but help me not to miss it. Not to miss it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to leave it there. That is so powerful.
Good.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a break.
Yes,
we'll
we
be
are.
right back, and we're going to have the nonprofit feature coming up.
Very good.
Stay tuned.